All right, you guys. I'm making my coffee and we're heading downstairs to talk about shortages. Hi, guys. I know, we just ended our live over on TikTok and we're going to bring it here. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm just making some coffee. We're going to head downstairs. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so when we go downstairs, we're going to talk about shortages, what to do, what you can think about. Yes, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Caitlin's like, we back. We back. As soon as I knew TikTok had pushed me and people were like going political, I just can't. Like, I'll call out anyone and anything. It does not affect me. How's the sound quality? Are we good? Tell me now. How's the sound quality? Sounds great? Okay, I have the mic. I just can't tell if the mic... Sometimes it wants to be connected. I can't ever tell. It's good? All right, it's good. It's great. It's wonderful. Crystal is crystal. Yes, let's go. Okay. Strong Eyes, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Strong Eyes just gifted 5 new memberships, you guys. That's amazing. Thank you, Strong Eyes. That was so kind. So, big thing is antibiotics. Those are going to go through the roof. If you're in Utah, I want you guys to make sure you follow all my stuff because the scavenger hunt, I want one of you guys to end up with a free Jace case. Jace is a year's supply of antibiotics. I want you guys to end up with a free case, okay? Whatever the medical kit that they approved, I get to have I get to see what the final one is approved, but it's a big one. Tree, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Tree. Okay. Hi, Joel. Welcome in. Welcome in. I just spilled some coffee on my desk. I gotta wipe that off. But there's going to be shortages. So you're going to want to, of course, I call it the staples. I feel like some people like don't realize what their staples are. Is you got your rice, your beans, your flour, your sugar. You can make so much with that. Right there, those 4. You can make so much with it. And then you want to keep going. What is my thoughts on precious metals? Smart. 100% smart. It's the only thing not being affected right now. Precious metals, you can see right now, billionaires are selling off their stocks. They're buying precious metals right now. Stock market is in complete... It's like it crashes one day, then the next day it's like, oh, let's kind of try to level this out. Oh no, we're going down again. Oh no. Christian, if you want to learn about prepping, you'll subscribe anyways. There's a huge drop in silver and everything's going back up. Yep. Did you see the interview on silver on Canadian Preppers? He just launched one today. It's really good. Like, he gets really good interviews. Audie Q. Thank you, Audie Q. How do you hit the subscribe button? It's just like a little subscribe button. It's free. It just means that you're following my content. Gold. Okay, so gold's going up a lot. I'm not a financial advisor. Precious metals always seem to last when the invisible money disappears. That's just my personal opinion. Everyone loves to play these stocks and it's invisible money. I feel like precious metals have always held their value. You guys have to understand, silver is used in a lot of electronics. Same with gold. Oh, Carrie's like, I've already followed you for months. Then you're a subscriber. Jackery's having a 50% off with an additional. Girl, you shouldn't have told me that. Now I gotta go look at it. I gotta go look at it. You never understood how much entailed into the level of prepping. Oh, I'm glad you love it. I'm more your style. Oh, I appreciate that, David. Some people say like I am a little doom and gloom. Like I'm very much a realist, right? First thing I want people to have prepped is I want you guys to have a rotational pantry. I want you to have something to follow back on if bills get hard, if money gets hard, if things happen. Then the next one I want you to prep for is natural disasters, like taking that into a sense of where you want to go. But I think he's phenomenal. Like he honestly is very realist too. He does like absorb a ton of like the world news going on, and I do the same thing. Like I am constantly scanning the news and it's not looking great. And so that's where it leads up into these like higher level preps, right? I prep for grid downs, I prep for martial law, I prep for World War III. Like really, I do think we are going into World War III. It's just when they decide to announce and give it a title. So all those other things that you're prepping for, your rotational pantry, your food pantry, those kind of things, then being able to bug out, having an idea of what you're going to do, honing in on those skills, these are all so valid if any of these big ones happen. And pandemics actually, because so I grew up with preppers, if you guys didn't know. My family has been prepping for generations. Pandemic was up here. My grandpa was born during the Spanish flu time, and he lost a sibling to the Spanish flu. Pandemics are up here. They're up here with World War III. They're up here with grid down. That is actually where in the prepping world a pandemic sits. It sits in this hierarchy of bad things that could happen, but probably might not happen kind of thing. And all the things that my grandpa would teach us to prep for, and same with my family members, like, and then the pandemic happened. And I was glad that I had this basic level foundation, because when the pandemic happened, we weren't hit. Like we weren't hit the same level as other people. I was like, oh, okay. Now, the one thing I am going to encourage you guys to stock up on, and it's going to hurt my heart more than anything because, you know, the pandemic ruined it for everybody. Your paper goods. Your paper goods. Sadly, those pulp trees, they're imported. Paper goods. Your toilet paper apocalypse 2.0 is on its way. It's on its way. But yeah, I think he's phenomenal. I feel like I just like smile more. So like when I do my doom and gloom, everyone's like, oh, she's smiling. Everything's fine. I think that that's like my own like I do a lot of doom and gloom. Like I'm very real when it comes down to it. Like World War III, because of our supply chain and how things have been for the last 4 years, we will be on ration cards. And I don't want anybody to be like shook or shocked by it. I want you guys to be, yep. David, you're right. You're 100% right. I prep for Terminus. Strong Eyes does prep for Terminus. He goes straight into the cannibalistic. He is definitely the road. Wait, what did Brooke say? Wait. Oh yeah, all of those, they're all rising in cost. That's fine, Alpha Knight. I'm so glad you're here. Seriously. And thanks for tagging me in that video. I appreciate it, you guys. I think having a good food storage, making sure, like the one I'm not going to step off of is antibiotics. That is going to get hit so hard with these tariffs. If I could shake everyone and be like, you need to get a year supply. I'm a vegan, so I'm safe from him eating me. But you want to have antibiotics. That one, I'm seeing that one's going to be hit hard. That's going to be hit probably one of the hardest. And I don't want to pay those prices. So I'm encouraging you now because these tariffs are going to affect. I'm very real when it comes to it. I don't really sway other directions. I never ever thought I would tell people to prep in paper products, but you know, tariffs are tariffs. And I don't want a family who's already struggling with things not to know that those prices are going to go up. You know what, Carrie? So one of the jokes some of my friends used to say is they were like, what if you never use your stockpile? And I was like, well, I don't, and it hasn't, this joke has not aged well, Carrie, at all. It has not aged well. It was a joke. We were all like hanging out, and these are like close people to our family. And they were like, what if you never use any of your preps? Like, what if it's all for a waste, right? Because that's what some people say. Anyone else hear what? Oh, cats, is it muting? I have a mic in. I'm going to wait for all clear on audio. Me and this little guy right here struggle sometimes. Let me see if that helps it sync better. Tiffany says she hears it too. I trust you guys. When there's like an audio issue. Audio's fine for you. Audio sounds good. Brittany says it keeps going in and out. Maybe I need to be like up close. Be mindful. Yup. Sure, donut. Like, and you can do only buy the food you eat. So if you're doing grocery shopping, you see there's a sell or a deal, you can go in and be like, okay, I know me and my mom, we're going to eat this. It falls out. Okay. Thank you, David. I seriously appreciate you on that. It's only when I move my head down. Okay. All right. It's only when I move my head down. Maybe I'll just keep my head like this. We'll just pristine it up. But you can prep on a budget. You can do it very slowly. Prepping is a marathon. And remember, when you see my stockpile, I sometimes get really weirded out when I do like show my rotational pantry. That's a rotational pantry. But that takes years to build. None of you guys are, it's not gonna like, don't get jealous or defeated or angry. You can build up. Mary, I have been trying to balance 3 social media accounts all at the same time. Maintain a good posture. Yep, prepping is nothing more than insurance. We put our insurance on our cars, phones, and half the time they'll tell us that they're not even going to cover something. We get to cover our own. So when you take those prepping fundamentals and you work really hard to really establish a very strong build up, then you're prepped for other things like grid down. Like I noticed on a few videos, oh, I missed you too, Mary. I've noticed on a few people where they were like, I showed the freezer, right? I don't really show things. I'll show what's in this room, the classroom. And somebody was like, I hope you prep generators. And I was like, yes, I do. A lot of generators, probably an unhealthy amount. My husband won't even let me go look at the Jackery site or anything solar right now. I have a problem. Now I get to build a whole solar system on the property. So I get to go play in different types of solar, but like solar little inverters. I got a problem. I have a Jackery in my bedroom, you guys. I have a Jack. It's not my proudest moment. I have one on this level. I have one on the next level. EcoFlow, I really like EcoFlow. I just went with Jackery. So when I was looking at EcoFlow, I like them for a lot of reasons. The reason though I did do the Jackery, which is a little bit different. Honestly, they've both increased so much on their potential that they're both phenomenal. And honestly, the inverter and solar generators is such an oversaturated market. Essentially, they do the same thing. My Jackeries though, I do have the 2000 watt extender packs, and I don't remember if EcoFlow does that. The reason why I have the extender packs is because I do go off grid all the time on the other property, and I'm working for long periods of time, whether I'm building something, I need to recharge stuff. So essentially I'll leave with like a 2000 watt inverter, but then I have these extra battery packs that attach to it. So I'll end up with 8,000 watts out there being able to run off of it. First time listener to your live stream. Well, welcome, Grafted. Focus on guns. I have. Okay, perfect. That's a good check off. Ammunition prices are going to go up. So if you do want to stock up on more of your ammunition, I would encourage that now. You're on your lunch break. You've covered this already. My apologies. Don't apologize. Don't ever apologize in here. You're fine. But so you want to stock up right now. You're going to want, if you are a coffee drinker, those prices are going to go up. If you don't have a solar system, whether it's an EcoFlow or a Jackery, or there's so many different brands out there, you'll probably want one of those if you're going to make that purchase. Car parts are going to get very expensive. Your oil filters, if you need tires, those things are going to go up with these tariffs. Food is a great one. Unfortunately, our supply chain and distributors are going to try to match each other on prices. And so if one of them sees one raise a price, they'll all raise their prices. So stocking up on shelf stable food. Okay, that makes sense. So David, I can attach like a bunch to my system, which is the only reason I bought it. Oil filters, very, very good to get on hand. Stocking up on oil, gasoline. I mean, I'm watching the fuel on the stock market right now, and I'm a little nervous about what's going to happen. And a lot of the feed stores, like, so we get feed, we have animals. A lot of it's imported in. The United States imports a lot of things. They import corn, they import wheat, they import a lot of different things. I'm going to be going to the feed store today and re-upping on a ton of animal feed. I'm pretty much going to fill my Jeep to the top. There is going to be no functional room. You live up in the People's Republic of Michigan. Lower people still have no power. Exactly. Still no power. And it was devastating to see what was happening. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I say on the fundamentals of prepping, we want to prep as much as we can in the fundamentals and then work up further. I can say doomsday all day long, and truthfully, we're very close. Like, it actually makes me nervous, and I just want to wake people up as much as possible. Natural disasters are always going to happen. We want to prep as hard as we can because, say, for instance, if I was in Michigan, I'm in Utah, but we get snowstorms and everything here. My preps, so I have a small, not a farm. I have a small homestead here, and then I own 80 acres, and we're actually going to expand that into an entire homestead. You feed 6,000 cows. Dog food is hard. I've moved half my dogs to half of it's freeze-dried food and half of it's their kibble, and trying to move them more towards a raw. Shelf stable, absolutely grafted. That's what I'm here for. I just want to make sure that you guys are hitting it. Oh, another one, grafted. If your phone is falling apart or anything like that, I did get the numbers on that. Currently, right now, with like this 100 to 140% tariff, PP comparing I'm trying not to get banned, but I don't think I can get banned on here. So yay, us. It's literally adults screaming at each other and wanting to tariff, and the only people that are going to suffer is the kids. I said it on TikTok earlier today. It's like we're in a really bad divorce and we're trying to go to mediation for the kids, and all of us are the kids, and everyone's going to suffer. If you need to upgrade your phones, laptops, electronics, I only say this because I do this full time. This is the time you want to do it now. If it is for your business, if it's for your livelihood, you're going to want to do it now. I have upgraded all the phones in our entire house right now because Apple is looking at being almost $2,400 for a phone if these tariffs go through. That is a lot. How much should we expect to spend on preps for medication? I spend 206. So I buy those for each person in my family. And yes, I buy mine because I love them. Okay. I love my Jace cases. So 260 per person on my family. I believe my kids' case was like 218. I can't remember. I know it was a little bit less. And then all my other medical preps on top of that. Guess what, David? We can say ammunition on here. I love that you said Freedom Seeds, though. By the way, Freedom Seed purchases are now being tracked in New York. Yes, buyer beware. Yep, absolutely. Hi, Pappy. So I have ducks and chickens. I do not have a farm. I'm hoping on the property once I can get the well dug in. That's what I'm working for right now. I'm working so hard to get that well dug in so that we can end up having more animals out there and be more full-time out there. Jace Medical, jacemedical.com. Use code FRUGAL10. You'll save $10 off any Jace case there. That's a year's supply of antibiotics. That one's mine. That one's my daughter's. You guys definitely want to have your own victory garden. I think a victory garden is so important this year, more than ever. More than ever. I want to see more of you guys just trying to grow as much food as you can. And it's a possibility. Yeah, 125% it's a little much right now. I can see where he's trying to go with it, but at the same time, I'm very apolitical. So I can see the bonuses and the negatives of everything. So I try to always look at it. So for instance, like Biden, when he gave permission for them to use long-range missiles, and I was like, and here we go. Because that's the next step. And then after that, it's an air attack with jets. And then after that, what's after that? A nuke. Okay. There's only so many steps you can go in a war. And I'll call it out. I just try to stay as centered as I can with everything. Do I have videos on victory gardens? I do. I've been talking about them a lot. I can show you. I do need to water my plants. They're looking a little rough right now because I haven't been down here. Yeah, airstrikes. I'm like, airdrops. An airstrike, obviously, yes. But a lot of people don't realize that once you go from a long-range missile, there's only so many steps left before nukes. And I honestly believe that with my whole heart. And I was like, why are we going that route? Why? Why are we encouraging them to use long-range missiles right now? This is only going to get worse. And then it's same with tariff wars. Just think of a tariff war as a really bad divorce, okay? Either the parents are going to talk it out or the kids are going to suffer. And honestly, we are the kids, even though I'm a full-grown adult. My ducks are yelling at me. Yep, we do. We need to become more unfortunately. So, David, you're making a great point. Dawn is like, Star Wars is coming. When you're saying it like that, that is right to the point. When World War II happened, when we've gone through other stuff, our countries have always been more self-reliant and I'm gonna blame the 90s. I'm going to blame the 90s, early 2000s, and the last 20 years, okay? Last 30 years, our country has taken a huge step from being self-reliant and encouraging people to be self-reliant because once again, remember, the government wants you reliant on a system. If you are reliant on a system, you are more dependent on the system. There is the opposing of when you're self-reliant, you become a risk. You are honestly a risk to the government. Because if everybody in here knew how to create their own solar setup, then we're not reliant on the grid anymore. If everybody in here figured out that if they invested in time and money, and there's not enough land to suffice that, but buying land, digging a well, being able to do those things, it's It's really hard. Oh, that's amazing, Katie. Thank you. And have him use Frugal 10. Save him some money. Because if he just goes in just purchasing like one kind of medication, it'll save money. Okay? They're amazing. The ducks do want to be in the bathtub. Can you hear them? They're like beep, 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 beep. Yeah, we've gone, now we're very, and everything is instant gratification. Absolutely, Preston. So instant gratification. The people who are going to hurt the most with this recession is the newest generation. I'm going to ask everybody in here, how old are you guys? It's the younger generation that's going to hurt the most. They're the DoorDash, the Lyft kids, the Uber kids, the instant gratification. Everything is online. Everything is going to be great. Our older generations are not going to hurt as much because we've all really focused in on having gardens growing up, canning our own food. The younger generations, that's what's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And I'm glad that I'm seeing a lot of 20-year-olds in here. That makes my heart so happy because that is who I'm trying to help, because it's going to get really expensive. It's going to get really expensive. And if you focus on cooking at home, hamburger goes a long way. Those cheaper cuts of meat, marinating, cooking at home. Don't eat out right now. I know it seems like a quick fix, and the world has pushed this quick fix. Oh, you're hungry, you drive by, here, go there, eat there, go do this. All of that is going to suffer. It's going to suffer. That instant gratification. I want to order Shein clothes, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. They're going to suffer, and it breaks my heart because right now, the way that the world is set up, my kids are not going to be able to afford a house. The way that everything has been climbing and the inflation and everything like that. This house right here, the reason why we will not sell this house now, and we were going to sell it and buy a ranch. We're keeping this. When my kids graduate from high school here soon, in a few years, this is the house that they will stay in for college. This is going to become our kids' house because they're not going to be able to. That generation's not going to be able to afford it. They're not going to. And that's why I don't feel bad about making this house self-sufficient and then the property self-sufficient. You can't beat it. Yeah, the DIY. Oh, of course. Now remember, any of those preps that you've been thinking about on Amazon, those might be really hard to find. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the textiles, they're all made in China. They're all made. A lot of stuff is imported. Trades will be paying better than college education. Of course. Of course. The trade skills are so important. Jamie, that makes my heart so happy. So happy. When I hear somebody's in their 20s and they're like, I'm trying to get my friends to wake up. I don't want to fearmonger. I don't want to like beat people down and say, you can't do this. You can't. I'm like, at 20, I was canning. When we had the housing crisis and everything went into foreclosure, guess what? When I had kids, I was 22. I was 22 when I had my daughter. And once again, I was canning and prepping throughout all of it. What is it, David? Type it in here. Type it in here. Oh, you know what? Let me just pull it up on the laptop. I need another device. No, I don't. So mine vest, oh gosh, I just hit the mic. I'm so sorry if that was loud in your ears. So my vest is from Longhorn Tactical, but my new favorite company, so I love hers, but there's a company right here based out of Utah, and I do shop local, and it's called Redemption Tactical. Love them. They have a lot of really great equipment. I still buy from her, but I also still buy from them. So both of those companies I think are really, really great. But Longhorn Defense is great. Jen, she's a veteran. She's in Texas. And I think she has another store in Arizona. And then Redemption Tactical is also veteran based. They offer a really good discount for veterans there. Hi, Scottish Prepper. Oh yeah. Beef prices, they're gonna, yeah, oh, 100%. Beef, I'm trying to debate if I can figure out if I can empty another freezer and put in another order. Longhorn Tactical Defense. Sorry, I said it really, really, really fast. But then there's Redemption Tactical also. I really like Redemption Tactical. I've been buying a lot of stuff off of their site. They're just right here in Utah, and I've been able to go in and like test things out and see it in person before I purchase. I think we're going to be doing a collab with them. The news is getting really wild. It's getting super, super wild, guys. This is like no joke. Some of the weirdest things I've ever like watched. Ultimately, it's a great tactic. They are overloading the system with the news, the world news, and everything going on, that everyone is becoming so desensitized that when the big moment happens, I don't think people are going to notice. I don't think people will notice until they're deploying people. Nice. 90-day pause on some of them. That would be really nice. Now, I'm going to speak very freely about the Chinese tariffs. And I'm going to speak from it from a very neutral mindset. And ask you guys questions, and I want you guys to answer. Have the US and China had a good relationship? Are we allies? Are we allies? Yes, Jen. Go in with friends when you're purchasing a whole cow. Go in with friends. We purchase with our neighbor. He buys half a cow, we buy half a cow. So every time we purchase a whole cow, we're splitting it. No. Do you guys think that this could escalate? Now, I'm looking at it outside of a tariff view. Could things escalate further being in a tariff war with somebody who we do not have a good relationship with? I mean, we've all been waiting for war with China at some point. There's no joke in that. Things are escalating immensely. Immensely. It's happening. It is happening. Everything is happening in so many different, you got the Middle East, you've got Iran, you've got Russia, you got the UK. I mean, UK just let out a video wanting people to prep. That's one of the videos I'm going to be doing here, is talking about their 72-hour kits that they're talking about. Everything. The only area I really truly believe that will not be affected by World War III will be South Africa. I think that's like the only area. Everyone everywhere is having some sort of conflict. Oh, I agree. I think and I just touched on that just a few minutes ago. I said, we became a self-sufficient nation to a non-self-sufficient. So I do see, like, from an objective point, I see what he's trying to do. It could be good, but having a tariff war with somebody who we do not have a good relationship with could escalate things further. The UK Prime Minister is enough to cause war. I agree. I don't want to say like one side versus another. It's bad. Like worldwide. I look at it from a very objective. That's one reason why I say, make sure we take our politics and just sit them down. I can like somebody and then they can make a stupid mistake. I mean, I love my kids, but they make mistakes, right? I love, you know what I mean? But we have to. Okay, Jebs, you're being very rude. Let's give Jebs a mute for a minute. Your son just got deployed. I'm so sorry. Where did he go? Do you mind me asking, Furia? I was deployed to the Middle East. Thanks, Billy D. I appreciate it. Yeah, regardless who the superpower is, honestly, there's too much conflict going around everywhere. There's too much conflict. Okay, won't say. Okay. Well, I'll keep them in my prayers. When it comes down to everything that is happening, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot from every standpoint. So what we do is we prep at home. We prep for everything. You build up. You try to become a self-sufficient. And then we prep for those big things up above. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's scary times. And I think that the news is overloading the circuit so that when something actually does happen, I mean, our news circuits are so overloaded. It's everything like grr, grr. I mean, I've watched Friends, and I'm telling you, politically, I really sit in the middle. I have friends who literally loved Tesla. Loved Tesla. Their cars got vandalized. They sold their cars. They sold their cars for a Range Rover. That's like a 180. 180. People are so quick because of all these news articles to flip the script and go after each other. And at the end of the day, if we're all fighting and arguing, we don't see what else is happening. And so we have to keep a very clear and sound mind. Yeah, the news is way too much clickbait. Yeah. My dogs are barking. UK is mainstream news. They don't report what they should. A world perspective. Yes, I like that, Christina. Other countries are telling citizens to prep, and I think we should be listening to. Oh, 100%. We were just discussing that. Like, you have other nations that are telling people to start prepping and being prepared that something could happen. The writing's already been on the wall. In America, they're going to be like, they want everybody here fighting about politics, this or that, screaming and yelling. And then what happens? I don't ignore the Bible. So I believe everybody should prep exactly whatever their religion is. I stand with that, but I also don't specify because everybody is different. Don says my next. Yeah, there's a lot of distractions. And honestly, when somebody brings up like, okay, the Bible, for instance, another thing for people to do is, oh yeah, people in general, yeah, like they need to prep their mental stability also. A lot of people really forget that mental stability aspect. A nice, clear, sound mind. Sometimes religion helps with that. For me, I'm religious, but I'm not overly religious. Me and God, we got a good relationship, okay? We're tight. But he knows I've been through some stuff, and there's been things that have wavered, but also having like a good mental stability too. Prep in whatever way makes you feel better. Like, I don't judge. If you're a Buddhist, go for it, Lunch break's over. Have a wonderful lunch or a wonderful day, Grafted. Just keep swimming. I agree. I think what Pappy just said, the prepper mindset is crucial to prepping. Honestly, and I watch a lot. I watch a lot of different preppers. I kind of like observe, and not everybody has the most sound mindset. You could call me every name in the book, and it probably would not get me very riled. It takes a lot for me. It's normally if I have to repeat myself over and over and over, and that's something I can control. Fight and flight, very good to have, understanding your reactions between fight or flight. Every person out there wants to be G.I. Joe. I'm going to tell you right now. Every single person wants to be G.I. Joe, and they think in a fight or flight situation that they're going to fight. And I'm going to break this down very, very, very quickly for you guys. I was deployed in the early 2000s. I was a female. I was deployed with a combat unit. We were a group of gun trucks. We were convoy security, and we would transport weapons all over Iraq, all over it. When I got transferred there, I was one of 4 females that got transferred in from an outside unit into a scout unit. They did not want females there. Females were considered weak. We were a weak mindset. We were a liability. We were all these things. I had to work very, very, very hard to hold my place on my gun truck and to be outside the wire. If you guys did not know, in 2008, I held like the 5th highest number of miles outside the wire in 2008 for females outside the wire in the world. Okay. I was outside that wire all the time, having a very solid, stable mindset. Now, what happened is once we started getting hit, and we started getting hit a lot more, I watched, and this is no shame to anybody. Like I said, every single person out there wants to be a G.I. Joe. They want to be the I'm going to fight, I'm not going to flight. I watched so many combat arms go into tears. Some of the shit we saw was freaking awful. It was awful. I don't blame them. I don't talk bad on it. Everybody wants to assume that in a fight or flight response situation that they're all going to fight, but that is not the realistics of the situation. That is not the realistics for every person out there. One of the other females that was with me, I had my eyes opened up, and when it comes to feminism, like I am all for it. Like, yeah, get it. But I'm never going to ask somebody to say, give me a lower thing for me to do so I can meet those standards. I will meet those standards on every single level. It would not matter. It would not matter. Every single PT test I took for my whole 8 years in there, I made sure that I passed. I got a 300. My score was the equivalent to a male score. There is a reason for that, because I was a liability. I was 5'1", 118 pounds. I was a liability. It would be very hard for me to be able to drag my friend out who weighs 180 pounds. I know my physical feature flaws. It doesn't mean that I'm not pro women, pro feminism. I'm pro, if you want equality, then you got to be willing to have your feelings hurt. One of the females I deployed with, when we got hit, she hit flight. She hit flight. She panicked. Her gunner went down. I approached the vehicle. I had to make sure that her gunner was still alive because all we saw was the blast and he was gone. I didn't know what I was getting into, but when I got inside that vehicle, she was hysterical. And I could not get words out. I didn't know if somebody was breathing, if somebody wasn't. And I'm not going to lie. This was my very first counseling statement negative. I slapped her across the face. I slapped her across the face and I said, I need you to give me some, I need to know what's going on. What, is he alive or is he dead? And she goes, I don't know. I'm like, have you heard anything? So I'm climbing over her. I slapped her in the face. That woman held, and she was a sergeant. That woman held that grudge on me for the entire deployment because I popped her in the face because I couldn't get her to stop freaking out because she hit flight and she was freaking out. And I'm trying to climb over her to get into, we were in an ASV. I can't get to the gunner's hatch. There's a side hatch, but he's inside back there. And that was the side that got hit by the IED. So I had to climb up over the top and go through the hatch. And I needed to be able to go where he was to see if he was okay. Not every person out there is going to hit fight or flight and become what they believe is the best thing. So the best thing I can always encourage is making sure that you have a really good mental sound. Practice your skills. Make those skills become so routine that it won't hurt you. If something comes down to an instant that you need to be able to do that skill, I want you guys to be able to have that muscle memory. where all of a sudden you're not relying on fight or flight. I know exactly what to do. I know how to approach this situation. I know exactly, like, people look at my freezer and they're like, I hope you have generators. And I'm like, well, if it's like true shit's hitting the fan, I'm canning everything. I'm canning everything while everyone else is trying to get a news update. I'm just going to town. Make those muscle memories so that you're not double questioning yourself in an emergency. And I got a counseling statement for it. I slapped her in the face and I got a counseling statement for it. I got a counseling statement. Not, oh, she actually climbed in and made sure that somebody was still breathing and he did have a concussion. Thanks, Scottish Prepper. I appreciate that. But those skills, like, every person out there always, and I kind of struggle with that because I'll like see a lot of people who do a lot of tactical stuff and I'm like, it's all great until you need those skills to work. And it's that repetition and that clear mindset. If you have that clear mindset in an emergency, you need to be as completely calm as a cucumber as you can be. Calm. Like, something happens, you're already analyzing what the next step is. If martial law was to break out, you're already observing where that is occurring at. You're already coming up with a plan. You're already making maneuvers of what you need to do. I want you guys to have that clear mindset, because when there is a panic, and there could be a panic, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's an active shooter, whether it's anything like that, you have to have that clear mindset. We have countries telling other people to start preparing. That is that moment. That's kind of like writing on the wall. You're going to see eyes that want to see, you're going to see. And you're going to want to look at that and go, oh, maybe this is the time I really need to knuckle down and prep hard. You have to be able to detach. Pappy just said it right there. Most of us that served on that, we all have a detachment disorder. Most of us that we all rode together, we detach from our feelings, and it's considered a flaw. I'm in therapy for it. I have to sometimes remember, like, everyone, you have to, I'm like, okay, I should probably be more affectionate. And me, I'm like, I'm very detached. Sometimes you do have to detach, though, mentally when it comes to prepping. You can only control what you have control of. And there's going to be certain situations that you're not going to be able to. Your wife calls it military mode. Okay, Robert, I like that term. Both me and my husband are both in the service. So I served, I've been out, he's been in for 19 years. So I don't know anything different. I couldn't even imagine dating a civilian, to be very honest. Because he knows when I'm spiraling out. I notice when he's spiraling out. We just kind of like, we're probably not like the easiest functioning couple. Like, your husband's like that too. It's hard to snap him out of it. Yeah. Tell me that fixed. I got a phone call that came in. Time capsule. Ooh, Manuel, that is an amazing sentence. A time cancel or a capsule. That you are. Manuel Sanchez, you served, correct? I'm guessing you did, just by that term right there. You miss, like, when you're deployed, you miss such a big chunk of time, and you're like a time capsule. You think, like, you kind of forget that other people have grown and moved on. That is a great, I'm gonna screenshot that. I'm taking that, because that is such a good example. 08 to, okay, yep. 08 was a wild time. Have a wonderful day, Scottish Prepper. I will see you around. If you guys don't follow Scottish Prepper, he is a prepper. We met on TikTok, and then he made his move towards YouTube. He is a fantastic friend. Absolutely love. He would give me information on what's going on in the UK that we don't get to see on our news outlets. Give him a follow. Yep. Exactly what Amanda's homestead journey said. I'm asked often why I don't watch information videos or live news to alert on situations. It's because I have a contingency plan. Raven, Manuel's your husband? Well, welcome in, Manuel. Raven is a huge part of our community and we love her. We absolutely love her. No? Wait. Oh, she said no. I misspoke. Manuel's not Raven's husband. I speak too fast sometimes. Ricky. Technical difficulties. Welcome in, Ricky. Sorry, I was just playing matchmaker there. It's okay. Most of us military have been divorced multiple times. Don't you judge us veterans that have gone through divorces, okay? First of all, I got jodied so damn hard, okay? There was a girl staying in my bed keeping my man warm. She goes, no, I was talking to Manuel, not claiming him as my husband. Sorry, I'm very blunt about it. And that's probably one of the reasons why veterans, I feel like veterans, all of us are preppers on some way. We all have a contingency for our contingency because we've already seen when gear fails. Preppers or veterans that are preppers, we like to keep lists. Like our bug out bags, I keep a well inventoried list. So does my husband. We both have a list and we're constantly readjusting our bags. I feel like on this app, people either may like my bags or they may hate them. And personally, I don't care because I know my bag can fully function outside of a home. I also know that I carry a lot more skill than anyone else. And I also know I can ruck a lot more. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, I can ruck a lot further than a lot of people. And keeping those detailed lists and then understanding that weight equals ounces, ounces equals pounds, pounds equals pain. Making sure your kids' bug out bags are not heavy. Making sure they're very simplistic. More comfort, warmth, water, food. He had a backup for his backup. You know why? You know why, Christina? Like, that's a great point. I can't tell you how many times, like, I mean, we got blown up multiple times outside the wire and we would be waiting for QRF. And in 08, they like to do these tag team attacks. So one would be a remote detonation. And as the remote detonation went off, it would disable one vehicle and then the next vehicles would roll forward, like rat would be rolling forward. And then all of a sudden it would be pressure plates everywhere. And then once that would happen, QRF would be starting to come out. Well, we're waiting and we're posting guard. And then they would try to send off more remote detonations towards the end. I'm trail, towards trail. And then all of a sudden, well, everything is disabled. I mean, we're talking tires, we're talking vehicles going down. We're trying to get everything up so we can move out. And when you have that many simultaneous bombs going off, it is very hard to get out of that situation. So QRF would come in. Well, they would set up pressure plates further up. And as QRF would approach, I was on this mission. This mission was one of the worst missions of my life. QRF ended up hitting pressure plates. So then now you not only do you have your quick reaction force that is disabled, now you have your security gun trucks that are disabled and having a backup to your backup to your backup. And I'm telling you, more than 60 hours sitting on this route, trying to get these vehicles up. You know that the truck drivers in front of you are civilians and they are transporting a lot of weapons and trying to keep them safe. Those civilians are not allowed to have a weapon. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so that, I feel like everyone that was part of our section and that made it home, we're all still close and all of them prep because having a backup to your backup after your backup, when you're put into a life-altering situation where your backup is now failing and then the next backup is failing, it's embedded in my mind. So I always want to make sure you guys do the same, because you never know when there's going to be that situation where something like that happens. That was supposed to be a quick, easy trip, that mission. It was not quick. It was not easy. It was not for the faint of heart. So making sure you guys have a backup to your backup to your backup. If you prep one water filter, you prep 2, 3, 4. You want a house unit. You want one that's portable. Those kind of things, along with your food, your rations. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. I think like 5 is 1. Yep. Weapons are at the bottom of the checklist. Learning skills to take because it's you and your family at the top priority. Yep. Yep. They don't matter if you don't have any food or water. Manuel makes that's a great analogy. And I love the fact that you brought that up. He said, weapons are at the bottom of the checklist. Learning skills and how to take care of yourself and your family is a top priority. Guns don't matter if you don't have water, food, and shelter. Exactly. Elements will take you out so quick. If it's hot and you're dehydrated, water, heat stroke, those kind of things, those will take you out so quick. Brittany says, we just went 28 hours with no power. My family now agrees on prepping. Your dad lived by the 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is always better. I love that, Christina. And I feel like those are those simplistic rules when you are building your foundation level. So right now, like with shortages that are happening, yes, I'm getting notifications and they're like, tariffs are paused for 90 days. That means we got 90 days to buckle down. 90 days. How much solar equipment can I get in 90 days? Like that's where my mindset goes because I just don't trust it. And I already know these corporations are going to raise prices when they fear that they're going to have to pay more. You know this. I know this. Once they start getting that fear factor, inflation can go only up for so long before it completely crashes. Strong Eye says, barbecue sauce is at the top of his list. I will teach you how to make your own barbecue sauce. 3 minutes, no air. 3 days, no water. 3 weeks, no food. Yep. And most of the time, 3 minutes with no air. It's actually about 2 minutes and 10 seconds before brain damage really sets in. In Bosnian War, people traded food for bullets. As time went on, traded bullets for food. Yep. Water, canning jars. That is one area I'm going to tell you right now. I don't think the pause on the tariffs is going to affect or is going to count for this. So steel is used in your canning lids. Some of them use aluminum also. Those tariffs are in place right now. I just hear my birds all freaking out. Canning lids are going to get expensive. I'm going to make my prediction. Canning lids are going to be the new, it's not even new. It happened during the pandemic. Canning lids were a shortage. I think that is going to happen. Breaking news, tariff to China, 125%. Every time I see it, I'm like, it's just, search the, yeah, right? Oh, I don't know if it would. So, Homestead, what jar opener do you use? I use a can opener and I use it sideways to pop my lids so then I don't dent my can so I can reuse my lids. Canada's already texting America up to 240 on dairy. Yeah. Yep. That's a great point, Nick. Get you people, starvation, behaving badly, medical, and weather. Yep. And it's a great way to like put that into perspective, right? I train all the time, but I know that my skills, things are going to get more expensive. This is the time. Cancel subscriptions. You're going to start working. I'm going to be putting out a very boring video on here. All my veterans in here are going to freaking love it because y'all know. We got Manuel in here that was in 08 to 14. Manuel, did you ever meet somebody in the Marine Corps? It was when they used 550 cord for everything and they always made some really cool attachments to their gear. Guarantee there's a veteran in here that knows somebody who knows somebody. That's what I used to do. That's how I like became friends with everybody. I could make anything out of 550 cord to work on anybody's gear. Okay, that was my, I am bored. I don't know what to do with my hands, and so I had to keep busy. So I made slings, I made attachments. There's gonna be a new video coming out, and it's an attachment for your bug out bags. It's gonna be literally, it's just a netting case. It's where you can put your whoopee inside of it, or a sleep sack, or any extra gear that you want to attach, and it's gonna be absolutely free. All you have to do is follow my steps on it. I'm editing the video right now, but follow the steps on it. Use your 550 cord, and then you have extra 550 cord on hand on your bag itself. But you have a way to be able to, for instance, when I'm out backpacking or hiking and my tarp gets wet, I don't want to shove it inside my bag and get everything else wet, so I shove it in the outside. She goes, it doesn't have one. Said earlier, see a pantry and immediately say, well, I know I'm going to get a few things. Yep. There's a few things like I've been looking at. So I want to go get more freeze-dried milk. I'm just going to probably do it myself. I'm just trying to debate with the cost of dairy right now, if it's just cheaper for me to buy freeze-dried milk than running my freeze dryer and paying $6 a gallon. What's another one that I was looking at? The feed. I already updated my phone. So these are the things I've already done with tariffs coming into play, right? The first one, I upgraded all my phones and devices. 2, I picked up more of my streaming gear that I knew that I was going to need, that I was saving for. I just picked it up. I'm just not going to play that game. 3, antibiotics. That's one thing you want more of too. 4, vehicle parts. That's right where I'm at. Ricky, thank you so much for the vibes. What's a random place to store food? I live in a 650 square foot as a family of 5. Make your food storage part of your closet storage. Is in like, you put your food storage on the bottom, stack your shoes on top. Because I'm guessing as a mom of 5, you're very quick at like figuring out like how to make that space work. Welcome in, Joey. Another place. Are you in a camper? Sorry, I don't want to ask too many questions. In a camper, I can tell you where there's some really good storage. So on our camper, we have a dinette. You know how there's drawers that come out of the dinette? So behind those drawers, there's free space. So I actually pulled up the cushions and then we lifted up the plywood, and we literally have one of the seats that's like an empty space that's underneath the framing filled with MREs. Raven, you love it. I'm loving YouTube so much more. I mean, me and TikTok, we're kind of just breaking up right at this point. It's so many people are part of the problem there. They want you guys to be so politically torn against each other that they can't get the information. I don't care who anybody in here has voted for. I don't care if you're even from our country in here. I don't give a crap. What I care about is that you prep, that you're prepping hard, that you're putting food away, you're doing storage, you're working on skills. That's the only thing I care about at the end of the day. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Yeah, I don't like being on TikTok. And it's hard because every time I go over there, I'm like, guys, I think people have realized like I'm less live over there than I am over here. Like I went from posting like 1 or 2 videos a week on YouTube. Now I'm trying to get to a video a day every single day. But right now my pattern is about every other day. So the day that there isn't one up, I'm filming, and then I'm editing all night, and then that one goes up, and then I start filming the next one. Oh yeah, lids can be completely reused if not damaged. Just double check your seals and make sure they're not damaged. I reused lids during the pandemic because it was such a bad shortage. I didn't have enough because once again, we eat out of all of this all the time. I don't, oh wait. Mother Earth News? I don't really read magazines. I work full time. I barely have time to post 2 to 3 times per week. It's hard. Gen X outdoors and preparedness, it's hard. This is my full-time job. TikTok has been my full-time job for the last like 2.5 years. The Storm homemade bread. Oh, homemade bread. You can use, I like to just wrap mine with saran wrap. There's really cool like bags that people use, like bread bags. I have like a bread holder. And then if I'm not going to use all my bread, I put it in my freezer. That's poor girl hack 101. When I buy bread or I make bread, one goes on my counter and one goes in my freezer. I appreciate you guys being so supportive. Like the transfer here was really, it was really scary and nervous. And I have such amazing friends on this app. Like, I'm going to be very honest. YouTube preppers versus TikTok preppers. Okay, TikTok preppers just want to copy what you do. They don't want to be your friend. They don't. They want to publicly bash you, put you down. It's just drama over there. Since coming over here, Canadian preppers been so helpful with so much. Same with Reliable Prepper preparedness. They were phenomenal, super helpful. UK prepper, amazing. Asymmetrical prepper, like all these people that are here all the time were like, hey, come on. No, you're good. We want you here. Please. We need a female prepper over here. Come on. All these people have been nothing but kind and welcoming, and like, I have friends here. It has been 4.5 years very lonely on that other app where the only time they wanted to be my friend is to do a podcast or to use my name. They don't want to like talk. Like the best thing about preppers is we ping ideas off of each other, right? You guys ask me something and I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that, right? We ping things off of each other. Do you know how nice it is to be able to like message a friend and be like, what do you think about this going on? Where you go, both are picking each other's brains. You're both getting ideas. You're not worried because you both have strong foundations. You're not worried like somebody could look at me and be like, oh, I don't want anything to do. Like simple bread bags on Amazon. I haven't tried those. Maybe I'll order a set. Tiffany says, I love that I can watch you put you on TV. Oh, I might start blushing. My cheeks are going to turn really red. We don't do doxing here. Don't dox somebody's address. I don't know whose address got put into the chat. We don't do that here. Yeah, prepping is definitely like Gen X outdoor preparations. I need to give you a follow. I don't know how to follow somebody while I'm live. Make sure you comment on one of my videos. But it's definitely a community here. It is such a nice community. Dandelions can be used as food. Yep. They have a lot of good nutrient value. I've done it from acorns. I've never done it from cattails, Amanda. I've only found one area that had cattails here in Utah, and I was a little girl and my grandma wanted to make it, but I don't remember if we ever did make flour from cattails. I remember my grandma found the cattails. I must have been like 9 or 10 years old. No, maybe 8. And I remember I was out picking cattails and we were drying them out. But I don't remember if we ever made flour from them. I've done acorns, a lot of acorns. Second device to watch the live. No, we don't dox people here. That's going to get you an auto ban. And a report. She's doxing somebody and it's a troll. So I just reported it as doxing because I don't want anybody's address to be leaked on the internet. And then I just muted them. Because you don't know what that lady is like or guy is, right? Whose address that is. But I'm about protecting people, not harming. But I want to just like, the community here has been so nice. I almost feel like, you know, like that new kid at school where I'm like, hi, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, they probably think I'm a lot. But 4 years on another app with very few, like Scottish prepper in here. One of my real friends from TikTok. He lives in Scotland. He's a prepper. He's fantastic. He thinks outside the box. He knows the stores in the UK. He's helped me with that. Fantastic person. Fantastic. But most of those, there was very few people on TikTok that were generally like, let's ping friends or ping ideas off of each other. Okay, are you going into martial law this week? Maybe I'll go into something different. Or I like to say I am very doom. Like, I do think things are going to get way worse. I think things are going to get way worse. But I think people take when I'm giving glum or crappy news for the day. I think you guys take it better because I smile a lot. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to prep for a grid down. And most of the time people are like, you will prep for a grid down right at this moment. I need you to lock in, get your solar generators. I'm like, yeah, you're going to want to have those solar generators. Prepping brings a smile to my face because I grew up doing this. Jace Medical's in here. Welcome in, Jace. If you guys did not know, if you're from the state of Utah, make sure you're following all of Jace's social media and my social media. They're going to be handing out a free Jace case. It's part of a scavenger hunt. So you guys are going to want to watch. Oh, you're coming in on multiple accounts. Oh. Multiple accounts. But you want to follow those because you're going to want to follow the hints. If you live here in Utah and you're watching this live, you missed the live and you're coming back later. If you live in Utah, you need to follow Doomsday Queen here, Jace Medical, Jace on Instagram, Charmingly Frugal on Instagram and TikTok, and we'll be dropping all of the hints of where you can find this. Fantastic sets. Oh, I love Jace Case. Jace Case is phenomenal. They have not been hit by the tariffs, but the tariffs are going to hit. Where is this person from? Crazy sales. I can't remember the last time I found it for under $3. Tori, I just bought mayo for $6. So I buy the gigantic canisters at Costco. And it takes up a gigantic slot in my fridge. It is a bot. 100% strong eyes. So if you guys have any questions about antibiotics, right now is the time to do it. Jace Medical is in here. If you have questions about the Jace cases, they're going to be releasing a new allergy case, all of those things. Just know it's amazing. Ooh, you follow preppers? So I love Roaming Prepper. Me and the Roaming Prepper, that's a great one. Oh, I'll need to give some of those ones a follow. I need to go grab a cell phone charger real quick. Jace, do you have an epilepsy medication? I don't know. Jace, do you guys have epilepsy medication? They believe our team is going to be the ones to find the Jace case. We're going to be hunting. We're going to be hunting it. Because I want one of you guys to win. Oh, I like DIY Prepper on YouTube. And that's what I mean. Is like, that's such a great prepper community here. It's so positive. We lift each other up. We're always encouraging each other. Yeah, Phil, you can go do that anywhere else you want to. Sorry, I have to grab a phone charger. Yes, so if you live in Utah, there's going to be a Jace case hidden in Utah. And there's going to be hints leaked on Jace on Instagram and TikTok, and on my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I want our team to be the one to find it. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, I think it is, but we're talking about prepping. And we're talking about antibiotics, so we're staying on subject. Audio might get really funky here. If the audio gets too funky, tell me. I do have to plug in my phone. Strong Eyes just gifted another 5 memberships. Oh my gosh. AI was not able to figure out the clues, but we know you are all smarter than AI. All right. I'm loving it. Everybody, make sure you say thank you to Strong Eyes. He just gifted out 5. He's gifted out 10 memberships on YouTube today. Make sure you guys say thank you, because that is so kind. So kind. We have such a strong community in here that is just always uplifting. We want to make sure that we're encouraging other preppers to prep no matter what. I just love how charitable our community is. I feel like we're really just preppers, just lifting up other preppers. We just want to make sure everybody is prepping and gets the information. But let's pull out some Jace. Okay. My favorite one is kids. I feel like a lot of people do not prep for their kids. I know a lot of adults out there that have their own Jace cases, but their kids don't. So this is my adult one. I don't care. I've been doxxed. I'm not scared of you guys knowing my first name, last name. I mean, I've been on enough articles out there. I'm not scared. I've been doxxed enough. But these are all the antibiotics. Now, because, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys and very forefront, okay? Antibiotics can mess with women. You can set up your case to handle a yeast infection, okay? And for the guys in here that just went, oh, she just brought up a yeast infection. I am telling you right now, women's health is very important. If the apocalypse happens or SHTF or something happens, your woman's going to be thanking you later, a lot later, and you're most likely to get lucky during the apocalypse if you prep for your women the correct way, okay? I am going to always speak up for the women in here. If My man's prepping for me and my health. Trust me, his health is going to be doing amazing. All right? Okay. Just so we all know. Jay is literally laughing right now. He's like, she went there. Man, I'm telling you right now, men in here, prep for your women. It's going to be a really good apocalypse, okay? Thanks. Jay says amen to that. So yes, you can customize your Jay's cases for your woman. You can, and as women, you want to make sure that you get, what is it called? It's I can't say medical words, okay? It's like fluconazole is what it is. And it treats yeast infections. You can add that to your Jay's case. Yep, we always recommend pro and gut enzymes after when you're taking it. Yep. Gen X is like, I've got a wife, daughters, I prep for supplies. A lot of people, it's going to be, the name says it's going to be the best apocalypse. Keep your women healthy. Second, a lot of people get upset with me because when I'm prepping feminine hygiene, I prep pads, tampons, menstruation cups, everything. And people are like, you would save a lot more money if you only did menstruation cups. My 13-year-old will not touch that. Okay. She is totally freaked out by that idea. So as a mother of a girl and her father is, father of a girl, we're going to prep in all aspects because we're going to give her choices. Okay. We're going to give her choices. Prep for your kids. Make sure. Women is a priority in my home. I love it. And I feel like this subject isn't really talked much on. And this is a really great subject for us to like kind of deep dive in it. So my daughter, we're breaking down her case. You want to see like the difference. What is this? Athromycin. I can't say that word. I need to get better. I just need to learn to pronunciate better. That's how much comes in my kid's case. Like, that's a lot. That's doxycycline. There is 120. So when I'm saying you're getting a year's supply, you're getting a year's supply. 120. I just want to make sure that everybody, like when you're prepping, you're really looking at it from all aspects. You also want to prep in birth control. Ain't nobody want Lori off of The Walking Dead. I'm going to tell you that already. Okay. We don't want no emergency C-sections. Women die all the time in child labor. Let's just not right now. Okay. Women, he goes, I got 3 women in my home and it is a priority. Every time I bring this subject up on TikTok, people like, and I'm like, can you tell me that you do not have a very healthy at-home life without telling me? Like, if you cringe up because we're talking about women's health. Yes, medications do have a shelf life. You need to look at each one of their shelf life. This is a year shelf life for all of this, okay? That is a priority in my book. Every person in my family will have a year's supply of antibiotics no matter what year it is. I use mine all the time. Jace is in here right now. Jace, this is who it's from, is Jace. Jace is in here and they already know I need to re-up on some. I have to get a refill. And they do. They truly want people to be empowered. Yep. Jace, they do have EpiPens. They do. I think they're a little bit more expensive. Girl's like, I am a mom of 4 girls, all adults now, but I still prep for stuff for them. Yep. Ooh, Pappy says no women in my house but feminine hygiene products for barter. That right there, I would trade. If me and Pappy, and it was a doomsday scenario, let's just say the grid's gone down somehow or another, me and Pappy end up in the same area. If he came to me and said, I have menstruation pads, and I'd be like, what do you want? I have girls, so I'm going to think of them every single time. So I would be like, what do you need? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? I would actually make a good trade with that because that's something, it happens every month until we hit menopause. And sometimes it still happens.
Oh, I always mention the apocalypse. I'm the doomsday king. Come on now. I'm giving you a daily dose
of your, the end is coming.
We're preppers here. We teach
everything. If you're new here, I teach you how to grow your own food, preserve your own food, save a lot of money with tariffs, with everything going on. You're going to want to be saving money. You're going to go broke. Okay. This ain't my first recession. And it's none of my family. My family has done this my entire life for generations. This is what we do. I'm just following in all of, oh, Mike is glitching. Can you hear me now? I got to put the mic back in. I had to charge my phone.
I didn't have
A mic in.
I'm putting it on right now. I was charging my phone.
Let me know.
Is it working better now?
I'll wait for it to queue up a little bit better.
Good. Smells like it muffles
Your voice. Doesn't oh, static. In and out. Okay. How's that?
tin can with static. What about now? I'll wait. Great at the moment. On and off.
Yes, yes. Nope. Nope. JK, nope. Still static. It was great and then bad again. Okay, wait. Dawn says I might have to reboot. Let's see if we can get it good on my end, better.
Is it good now? It's because I'm using the
iPhone adapter. Keep it without the mic. It's back right there. We're solid. No. Good. Y'all are all over the board. Good now. Static. No. Still static.
Now it's good.
It's still in and out. Static.
Should we just end it?
Reset up.
Yeah, I can go
on. I'll go on with my tabletop mic. And then it goes static. Okay, let's reset it. Try tapping on it. Not with this expensive a mic. That's crazy. Made it echo. Okay, we're going to end the live. We'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to set us up a little bit different.